Your dad was very proud of his business prowess. A lot of people don't know that. He would tell Don Hawk, talking to your sister about how JRM is growing, constantly growing. I mean, how does that affect you, and how much more are you doing on the business side?
Well, I think that my interests in business are very narrow focused on, I want to do this because I love it. I don't get involved in things. I rarely get involved in things that I think will be lucrative financially. A lot of times, and my sister would be frustrated with me all the time because I want to get involved in this. It doesn't make us any money, but it's something I love or something I like. And although it's not, it's gonna make us as much as it costs to do. You know, it's what I want to do, and a lot of times it's frustrating for the people in our inner circle, because things need to make money, things need to make sense financially, and but that's where Kellye comes in. She's the one that's going to keep us on the rails, or keep us on track and keep us in our lane in terms of this has to be financially supportive. And this has to meet a certain criteria, or it has to hit a certain target in terms of rewards. And so, it's always a challenge. I don't. Luckily, luckily I had a great career as a driver, and afforded me the opportunity to get into some businesses now that don't have to be lucrative, but Kellye has to make a living. You know, all the people employed at Junior Motorsports need to make a living. They have a livelihood, a family, so she really carries the weight of that responsibility, and it can be very heavy sometimes, very emotional for her, because she feels like kind of like the mother hen at Junior Motorsports in a way. And so when something's a struggle, or we're missing a mark, or we're not hitting a target, or not meeting a deadline, she takes it hard, because she feels like that she's failed, or it's her responsibility. Those people depend on her, and so it's a labor of love, and it's rewarding emotionally, even though sometimes financially it's not. But
I'm sorry, that's such a tough one.
Huh?
I could see you're digging deep.
Yeah. Well, racing was never a business you get involved in to be amazing. Find amazing profits. It's not everybody would be diving in, right? Racing is hard, emotional, highs, lows. The lows are very low, the highs are really high, and that roller coaster and that rubber band of emotion is tough, because it's week to week. It could be, you could be a hero one week and absolutely at the bottom the next, and riding that, finding a balance to where that's not such a vast extreme from one to the other is the trick, And so I think over time you learn not to look at the results at the checkered flag, but really the results at the turn of the year, right? You step back a lot and say, all right, hey, this was a disappointing race, or this month's been a struggle, but where are we going to be in December? At the end of the year, we're going to look back at this whole year as a whole and be proud of it.
Yeah. I had a second question, but I got time for a second one?
We need to talk to these guys here. These
Thank
guys
you.
are from Lionel, and they want to ask you about
Thank you, Dale.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Pop that point.
I will